All right, welcome back. Hello, everybody. How are we today? Today is Wednesday, May 27th, 2020. Yesterday, I read a very classic book, Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. Very classic. And today, I'm going to read another classic book. You've probably seen it before. It's called Corduroy. The story and the pictures are by Don Freeman. Here we go. Corduroy. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. And day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him. So there he is, hanging out with his friends. He looks pretty cute. I'd want to pick him up. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. There's a nice picture of the store, and everybody keeps walking past him. Nobody ever wants him. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said. "Oh, Mommy, look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost a button to one of his shoulder straps." Well, that's true, you know. He's not as sharp as he used to be. Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. Ugh, just breaks your heart. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." And so now the story is really going to take a turn. So far, he's just been standing on the shelf with the other toys. And now he's actually alive, and he realizes he's lost a button, and here he goes. Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from the shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Now, when I was a kid, I heard this story, and that's the first time I ever saw an escalator. And this is the first time he's ever seen an escalator too. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went. Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He's not really climbing, though. He's kind of staying still. But anyway, that's cute. He's going on an escalator. A little ride on an escalator. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there, before his eyes, was a most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. "I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace." This would be a palace for Corduroy. He's not seen much in his life. Certainly never seen a big room like this with all the furniture. He wandered around admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once, he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button!" he cried, and he tried to pick it up. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. Wonder why those buttons are on a mattress like that. Strange. Well, they are. He looks like he's about to pull it off. He yanked and pulled with both paws until, pop, off came the mattress, and off the mattress, Corduroy toppled. Bang! Into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. So he was able to take the button off, but he fell off the mattress with the button, and he made a big loud sound. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The wild thing? Max? Is it my dog Lola? No. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. "Now, who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here." Uh-oh, Corduroy might be in trouble. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. Oh, how cute are those ears? Oh, they're so tiny. "Hello," he said. "How did you get upstairs?" Now, that's the first question he should be asking. But he should be asking more questions like, "Why are you looking at me right now, bear? Do you know I'm here? Can you talk?" The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. And take a look. They're all sleeping right now, so I guess they're all kind of alive. Corduroy was the one who actually got off the shelf and moved around, but I guess they're all alive. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd only seen the day before. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I'd saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. Oh, that's great. That's great news for Corduroy. And look at all his friends. His friends are all happy for him because no one ever picks these toys. Shall I put him in a box for you, the sales lady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. Corduroy, by the way, is what his overalls are made of. That's why he's called Corduroy. She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight into her very own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. This must be home. Oh, I'm going to say that again. This must be home, he said. I know I've always wanted a home. Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like you the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened. Oh, that's nice. He seems pretty happy with that idea. Here's like yesterday, was a trick ending with this story. Here's another trick ending. You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. Now, we know that toys and animals and dolls and things like that, they're not really alive. And even while all this was happening, this adventure was happening, you probably said, that's not really happening. Dolls can't really do that. But at the end, Corduroy said, in his own weird kind of toy bear way, I've always wanted a friend. And Lisa said, me too. So she heard him. She heard him say that she wants a friend, that he wants a friend, and she wants a friend too. And now they're gonna be friends together. Corduroy. There's a bunch more Corduroy books as well. This is the one I have. So I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow, another story. Bye, see you tomorrow, bye.